Alright guys, this is not how we thought we'd be starting an episode, but we are at Melbourne Airport. We've just come back from Brizzy, 3 weeks in Brisbane, unfortunately because my father passed away. But we're back here in Melbourne now. Everything got sorted at home in Brisbane, and we're just walking up to the car. It's been sitting here for 3 weeks, and the battery was a bit iffy before we left, so I'm hoping the thing starts.
Could be in some trouble here.
Yeah. And then we've got to turn the fridge on because we turned that off just while it was sitting here for 3 weeks, and then we've got to make our way 3 hours back to Wodonga, which is where our van's at. So,
big day.
First of all, let's see if it unlocks. Alright, it unlocks.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, let's just... Actually, we'll take this stuff around the back, and then I'll see if it starts.
Hello, little car.
Why are you calling it little?
Hey guys!
Way to put it down.
Big car.
And Melbourne is 21 degrees.
Coming from a heat wave in Brisbane.
It's 36 today in Brisbane. 21 degrees. It's not summer.
I'm not complaining about it though, because I was like that hot in Brisbane. I got a heat rash all up here, so I'm quite happy with 21 degrees. Suck it in.
Christ.
Ooh,
Jump.
a bit sluggish.
Yeah, so like I said, about a 3.5 hour drive back to Wodonga now. Left our van at friends of ours, which was lucky because it's already costing us a fair bit to leave the car here for 3 weeks. Couple of things to do in the van, or with the van and car when we get back before we move on to our next place. But dead keen to get back. 3 weeks in a house, we realise we don't miss it. Don't miss living in a house, eh?
No.
No, we miss the van.
Yeah, it was weird being there with nothing to do and nowhere to go.
Very. So we felt a bit lost back there, obviously, you know.
For more than one reason.
Yeah, but super happy to be back now. And it's good because Mum's actually going to come down and meet up with us in, what, 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks, yeah.
Got a fair bit planned for them. So we'll be down South Victoria? Warrnambool, yeah. So that should be good, but bit to do in between then. Yeah,
Let's get back on the road.
Yeah, well, let's do it. Let's get on the road now. Alright guys, so we're back in Wodonga with the van. Feels good to be home. It feels like home now, the van. It's awesome. So, had probably the better night's sleep I've had in the last 3 weeks, back in our own bed. But while we're back here, before we head to our next stop, just going to take the opportunity to do a few little things around the van. And my first job is defrosting this fridge, because I put a post up on it a while ago on one of the JB Facebook pages. We're just getting this massive build-up of ice at the back of our fridge. Now we've got the 274 litre fridge freezer, the Thetford. Now it's purely 12 volt, so it's got no vents on the outside. It is just icing up like mad. No one really has a solution yet from what I've seen, but if you know how to stop it happening, please drop a comment, because 4 months into this ownership of this van, and it was brand new when we got it, I just can't believe the amount of ice in the back of it. Check out this. That, I've been chipping away at it a little bit, but trying to be careful because I don't want to hit the sides. That is so thick. When I get it out, I've got to let it melt a bit more because I can't get it out past this shelf. Got a bit in there, but then come outside because I've already knocked off a huge bit. Like, look how thick that is. So, I don't know. What's the solution? How do you get your fridge to not build up that much ice? Because I really don't want to pull everything out like this every 3 months, 4 months and defrost the thing. But anyway, we'll get it done for now. And then I've got a couple other little jobs I've got to do. And we'll be back on the road tomorrow. Right, so I've been working away at it. And we've got this other bit out. Have a look at this. Look at that! I'm just blown away. There's just so much ice. Anyway, that's all of it out now. Just got to give it a clean up. But yeah, like I said, if you know how to stop that, let us know. Because that is painful, having to clean that out. So before we head off to Echuca, we found this little pump track. Looks pretty fresh, or they've redone it. So we saw this yesterday and I told the kids I'd bring them here. So we hooked up the van this morning. There's a massive car park. Where's the van? Back over there somewhere. There's a massive car park to park in, and this is a really good pump track. Kids haven't been on one like this, but they are loving it. So Birrelly Park in Wodonga. If you're coming through here, or Albury, Wodonga, if you're coming through here and your kids have bikes, stop here. It's awesome. Alright guys, we are finally back on the road. It's been 3 weeks, or a little bit over 3 weeks now.
Yeah, kind of been in limbo for like a month really.
Yeah, it hasn't been proper travelling for a little bit now. But we are on the road.
Finally.
Feels good. We are on our way to Echuca. So roughly a 2.5 hour drive, a couple of 100 k's from Wodonga. And we're going to try our first low cost camp. So hopefully fingers crossed when we get there, there's room.
Space, yeah.
But, well, it's not school holidays anymore, which is a plus. But it's $10 a night and it's run by the Rotary Club.
Yeah.
And it's on a river, so...
It's got really good reviews on Wikicamp.
Yeah, so photos look great, so we'll go there. Apparently it's got a water tap as well, so you can fill up, and a dump point. So it sounds pretty damn good to me. So we'll go there for a couple of nights. I don't know, what do you do in Echuca?
I think there's quite a bit there. There's lots of history. There's the historical thing, the paddle steamer stuff.
Okay.
And there's the Holden Museum.
Oh, that's right, you were saying that. That's going to be awesome. So
I told Toby about that and he's stoked to go there.
Yep.
I think there's like a few other things, so we'll try, and I think we're going to do 3 nights there and not really book anything.
No, we're winging it now.
Yeah.
Everything's up in the air. I think we are going to book a couple of things like Kangaroo Island.
Yeah, so we will book some things in advance. We've booked Warrnambool.
That's right, yeah.
Because Alex's mum is going to come and visit us there.
Take the B400 exit towards Yarrawonga.
There we go. I figured out how to bloody mute it.
Finally! No more interrupting Siri. Anything else?
No, that's it. Let's go. Echuca. So a bit of a lesson learnt on this trip out to Echuca. What we've been doing is getting on Google Maps and downloading the offline map, because you get in the middle of nowhere, you got no reception, your normal maps won't keep up. So it gives it like 3 different routes, but we didn't really check them, and we just went with the recommended one, and it was the most back roady, back street, dirt road bloody way we could go to Echuca, and there's a highway that we could have taken. So it really it's teaching us to look at the maps before we leave, not just trust it. I mean, in a normal car, not towing anything, it probably is the quicker way, but for us, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was a lot of nothing, just a lot of brown kind of farmland and hay, and we've still got half an hour to go, and we literally haven't seen anything really. It's just been farmland, loosely called farmland, because it's literally just empty fields of nothing.
I mean, it's not the worst, but if we can take a highway instead,
like, yeah,
it's
it would
probably
be
better for us.
Yeah, it would have been cooler to like see some places along the way and stuff. So yeah, bit of a lesson, bit of a learning curve for us to check the route more thoroughly before we head off.
Yep.
So you just have to fill in this little thing, $10 a night. Just put it in this little box and find somewhere to stay, I guess.
What else have in there?
Oh, some books.
Oh, a bit of how-tos.
Yeah. How-tos, where-tos.
Where-tos, something tos.
Oh yeah, flies want to get in my mouth.
48-hour maximum stay here. We were going to do 3 nights, but not anymore. That's all right, we'll do 2. Suss out the area. If we really want to stay around here, there's plenty of caravan parks. For now, we'll go check out where we can pull up. So this is our campsite at the Rotary Park in Echuca. On the river there. This is us, but as you can probably hear, it is blowing its absolute tits off at the moment. So it's a bit of a dust storm because it's just all dirt, but it's meant to calm down a bit tomorrow and then more and more the next couple of days. So we'll see how it goes. But we're here for the 2 nights at least. We're gonna see if we can talk to someone, see if we can maybe get another night, or if not, there's some free camps on the Murray nearby, or there's a couple of caravan parks in town. We just went for a little drive in town then just to check it out, just to get a bit of a gist of what we want to do tomorrow. And let me just say, it is a very cool place. Lots of history here. We really like it already. So we'll have a bit of a think about what we're going to do and heading there tomorrow. Well, good morning everyone from Echuca. It is a bit of a cold morning, really. Do you know what it got down to?
No, it was cold.
Chilly. Wasn't really expecting that. It's blowing a bit again still. It said it was going to drop off, but not by too much. But today is the ever dreaded day. We're starting school again. So this is our first day of homeschooling. Yeah, I haven't been looking forward to this at all. What about you kids?
Yes. No. Yes.
You have been looking forward to it?
Yes. No.
That's a flat out lie.
You've been excited about some of the stuff we're going to do.
Only the lighthouse.
There's heaps of cool stuff that we're going to do.
No, but in all honesty, it should be fine. We're doing ours through Simply Homeschool. Erin did explain all of our schooling in an earlier video before we left on the lap. So yeah, day 1, it's going all right so far. We're 5 minutes in, no one's screaming, no one's crying. So yeah, we'll keep going and turn the camera on when someone starts crying. All right, we've got a cracking day and we're heading down to the historic Port of Echuca. Now this is what we came and looked at yesterday. was after hours, and we went, yeah, this is where we're going to come today.
Yeah, so much cool stuff here.
So we're going to go into the Visitor Information Centre and just see what we can book in, or
Yeah,
what our plan will be.
A paddle boat ride, maybe.
Yeah, they do the hour-long paddle steamer ride.
Discovery Centre.
And then the Holden Museum is just across the road, so...
Then there's a normal museum as well, so...
Yeah, there's plenty to do here, and heaps of pubs, so...
Sick!
So we've just booked ourselves in to go on the PS Adelaide, which they tell us is the oldest operational paddle steamer in the world currently. So that's pretty cool. So a little bit of a wait, about an hour until we jump on that. So they've got the Discovery Centre here, which is a bit of a museum. It's got heaps of old artefacts, and I think it's really cool. So we'll have a little walk around here, and then we'll jump on the paddle steamer, go for a ride up the Murray. Go in. So he's going to fire up this big one for us. Pretty cool, we're the only people here. And he just said, which one do you want to fire up? So we'll see how this goes.
Alright, here we go. And of course she's making much too much noise at the moment, but when I get the drains all closed down, it'll just be silent.
Oh, really?
You want to come down and blow the whistle? It doesn't hurt you, it's
Just a whistle.
Make everybody pay attention. So the reason I have a whistle is because when I'd be starting this steam engine up in the morning, if I started the engine while the men are still down there working on things, maybe they got their fingers in sharpening the saw, you know what would happen? Look what happens when they're sharpening the saw and you start the steam engine. But it's okay because I've got a spare one right here, look. See? It's all okay. So before we start the engine, we're supposed to blow the whistle to tell everyone to get their fingers out of the way. So would you like to pull on my string here?
Go on, Tabs.
And do you reckon you could do for me, toot, toot? You got to pull it hard. See, I told you you'd get it right.
Did it have to go back?
You have a go and see if you can do it. See if you can do toot, toot. That's it.
You got to do two.
Do toot, toot. There you go.
How cool is
So
that?
they're all ready, got their fingers out of the way, we can start the steam engine and start work. Hey, enjoy your ride, guys.
Thank you very much, mate.
Whistle. She's got the best whistle on the whole river.
So loud.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. So they tell us that this steam or paddle steamer is 156 years old and hardly ever breaks down, they reckon. So normally you go on this one here, Pevsney or something like that, but they've parked it up for a bit of maintenance, so they've pulled out the oldest one, which you normally don't get to ride on. So I think that's pretty cool and we're pretty damn lucky. And this is the old wharf we're about to walk under. Well, there we go. That was the PS Adelaide, was it?
I think so. The Adelaide, they call it.
The
anyway,
Adelaide. It's so amazing watching those steam engines pump that paddle boat along.
Yeah, it
So
gets going
quiet.
too.
Yeah, way faster than I thought, and so quiet. Just amazing that that is 156-year-old technology.
Yeah, so cool.
Blows me away. But yeah, if you're in Echuca, it was $70 for the family. I think it's $30 per person if you're on your own or just a couple. Well worth it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome experience.
Yep.
How many people can say they've ridden on the oldest working paddle steamer in the world?
Well, lots, because they do like 4 boat rides a day.
No, because they don't normally get that one out.
All right, so just across the road from where the boat leaves the Echuca port is the National Holden Motor Museum. I'm a bit of a car nut. Toby loves cars, and
I like
guess you guys do. Yeah. So we'll go in and have a look at their collection. So it's $25 for a family to go into the Holden Museum. It's not too bad.
Oh, pretty good.
There's a
Bloody hot in there though.
It is. It was a bit smaller than I thought, but if you're dead keen on checking out some old Holdens and new ones, there's some pretty rare stuff in there.
Yeah,
Which is
definitely.
quite cool. Toby had a great time looking at all the motors, and I pointed out all the old Holdens that I used to own and wish I still had, because
They'd
I'd
be worth a fortune now.
quite rich right now if I had some of them. But yeah, well worth it if you're into cars. So we're back at the campsite, and that wind has died right down, and it's quite nice here without the wind. So just going to take you for a little walk around, show you a couple of the cool things they got here. Because it is set up by the Rotary community, there's like a whole heap of old machinery and sheds and stuff which they must use once in a blue moon for events that they're doing. So I think this place is pretty damn good for $10 a night. And there's a little mini railway going through the whole place, so I don't know when they pull those out, but looks like they get the little trains out every now and then. Righto guys, well that was Echuca, and I'll tell you what, the place blew me away.
Yeah, it was a really nice place.
I had, well, zero expectations of what it was going to be like. I had no idea.
I think we thought it was going to be like a really little kind of town.
It was massive compared to what I had in my head, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful place. Very touristy, which is another thing I didn't realise. And just all that history around the Port of Echuca and the paddle steamers, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And the feeling of being on that wharf, or the port, and hearing those paddle steamers toot their horns.
You can just imagine what it was like back in like the 1900s.
It makes you feel like you're back there. It's just, it's an eerie feeling. But yeah, had a great time. Really enjoyed it. We'll be back.
Wish we could have stayed longer.
Definitely. Well, if you're liking our content, guys, please do us a favour. Click that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Every little bit like that helps us. And we hope to catch you next week, guys. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.